You're listening to Shut Your Mouth.
All right. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to
the one and only
Not too loud. So you're talking super loud because I have your headphones really low. Talk normal.
That is normal.
That was loud. And it's just, welcome to Shut Your Mouth. You're like,
are you correcting me?
No, it's because you're putting a lot of emphasis on the or the, and that really isn't part of the spiel.
Okay, fine. Shut your mouth.
How you doing?
Shut your mouth.
Welcome back, everyone. For now, our goal is to be posting on Wednesdays, but I want to post more than that day. I'm trying to go 5 days a week with something to prove, first of all, that I'm very aware that it's not easy to make and produce content as podcasts, but that I want to put that challenge on the table for me. Focus. Just as long as, if you're on your phone, girl, make it about the pod.
It is about the pod.
Go first.
No, you were not even done talking, Sam. I looked up to see what you were saying.
So I'm glad we're back. It's been a while. 1 week is a long time. You know, from Wednesday to Wednesday, I'm so used to just like, man, I feel creative. Let's push record, edit, post it, boom. I don't even care what time it is. I just like putting stuff up, man. I'm trying to let people know that I'm a producer of things, of creative,
of
creative things.
Oh my gosh!
Talk to me.
That was funny. Okay, so you want to hear the word of the day?
Go for it.
This one you know.
Don't at least try. I put the thing away today, but not for you to cover it.
I'm not gonna cover it.
It was like
I was coming over here with my phone.
Got it.
Clout.
What does that mean?
Clout. Yeah, well, we know what clout is.
You better know what that means.
Yeah, I got clout, man. I got influence.
Strong influencer pull. So, how do you determine when people have a positive clout or a negative clout?
Oh, that I didn't think you were going to pose it that way, but basically you just see their content and see how it's making people react. You just see how the people that are following them will define what kind of clout it is. But most clout is earned, and then even if the individual is good, if they don't know how to handle it, it usually has some negative side effects attached to it.
Okay, so does influence come from emotions or something that's factual?
No emotions, no factual. It is determined by the market. It is determined from outside sources. It has nothing to do with you. You can do something very accidental and it be influential, and it was literally just a moment or just like something that you didn't think about, and that's how influence is created.
So you think influence doesn't have anything to do with like morals, beliefs?
No, because now the person trying to create the message, that's where that stuff comes in. But I know a lot of people who are trying to put good stuff out there, morally, positive stuff out there. But if nobody cares, then they'll never be influential. Yeah. So the market, the influence isn't a person. It doesn't have feelings. It just is the way that the whole internets and stuff receive and process your stuff through the algorithms.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because your chicken nugget thing, in a sense, don't dig too deep into it, but I think it's over 5,000 views right now. It might be at 6,000 views on the Shut Your Mouth page. Emotionless, moralless. Like, I understand there's a little message to it, but overall, it was just something you put together like so quickly, and it's taken on a life of its own. And there you go.
That is true. I mean, my emotion behind that was that I was starving. But the real emotion was like, seriously, Monica, you're starving that much. You need that many chicken nuggets.
And there's a message almost behind everything, or an objective behind every post.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. I did it. Okay. All right. Sam, I have a question. How have you been handling the it's hot conversations?
I hate it. I hate the it's hot conversation. I sound like an old person that's like, how's the weather? Oh my gosh, it's raining again. It's the weather. I think that whenever you talk about the weather all the time, in every sentence, in every conversation, then you're just becoming older. And that older people love talking about the weather.
Could it be that you just don't know what to say, and so that's a conversation starter because everyone is experiencing it?
Well, okay, so for me, it's not a conversation starter. It's almost like you're showing that you're not interested in having a conversation because it's so shallow. But in the same sense, when it was icy or it's super cold, people are the same. Oh, it's so cold. Okay, and like it just doesn't hold anything for me. Lately, when someone mentions it, I'm like, I like the hot. I don't care if it's 110 outside. Like, I'm in it. I'm good. I don't complain, and I just try not to bring it up. It just is what it is, you know?
Yeah. Well, I like talking about the weather.
Explain how exactly.
It helps me start conversations.
Does it now? Mm-hmm. What do you think? Okay, ma'am, what do you think about this hot weather?
Oh my gosh, I'm ready for it to be over. My favorite season's the fall.
So am I. It sucks. It's so hot.
It is so hot. Hey, but did you notice Hobby Lobby already put their pumpkin, Halloween, fall stuff up?
Okay, you made your point. Like, yeah.
Shut your mouth. Give me a clap. Yay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm just saying, like, I know it's probably annoying, but for me, it's like a nervous tick. Like, I don't know what else to say sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's 110. And then that starts a whole new conversation.
For me, it's like I say things like the Cowboys suck.
What?
Yeah, and then it gets people, I say something kind of extreme. Nothing controversial, but I'll say something that's like thought-provoking. That's how I start conversations because now...
I'm just kidding.
Now, if it's with people I don't know, then I'm doing business or there's there's a transaction happening, and so I base it off of that. I try my hardest as an exercise to avoid obvious conversations. But you did good with the weather thing. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is that a compliment? Thank you, Sam.
Okay, can you clarify? Wait. Because people are thinking, damn, Sam's abusive. Sam doesn't... Do I give you compliment? Do I lift you up?
All the time. I was about to, like, say something sweet, and you took it so crazy.
Fine.
Okay, so you taught me something today.
We're all listening.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I mean, that got your attention quick.
But wait a minute.
Your attention was not grabbed with the word of the day.
Just say it because this might be a bait and switch. You're going to figure out a way to make fun of me or pick on me. Go for it.
Or you did like my conversation thing, but this really got your attention. So, you taught me something today. So usually candles are for...
Birthday celebrations.
Birthdays. Well... I've never seen candles for anything else other than birthdays. Like you're having a baby. Congratulations. Here's a cupcake and a candle. It's your birthday. Congratulations. Here's a birthday cake and a candle or a cupcake. But like when someone passes away, you don't give them a candle.
Understood.
And you know what? I think I want to try that because in essence, that's like the start of a heavenly birthday. You know?
Yeah.
Like, death seems so ugly, right? But you taught me something today.
Yeah, okay, let's.
Well, let me say, because those are big events that happen in our lives. Someone passing away, just because days, because there's probably a lot of just because days.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even to celebrate, like, you gave me an idea on how to celebrate a friend that's going through a hard time. And I think I want to celebrate her with a little cupcake and a candle whenever she's done going through what she's going through.
Yeah.
But it was so sweet. I had such a long day, and you gave me a slice of cake with my coffee this evening, and you put a candle on it.
I just want to celebrate you.
I know. I thought that was so sweet, and I was thinking, oh, he's so cute. He wants to do it because I'm about to start a new school year, and he knows I've been having the past 3 days are super long because that's how it is at the beginning. Every teacher knows that's how it is. The week right when school starts are the longest and the craziest. And then I was like, oh, he's gonna like, let's celebrate your new school year. And then you were like, no, I just want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate us. And I just want to say thank you because I realized like that moment of that candle, the life expectancy, right, was short-lived for that candle, but that memory is gonna be in my brain forever.
Well,
you know? And so sometimes I feel like we go through life like candles, but we can decide if we want to be good memories or bad memories for people.
understood.
And so today you helped me decide I want to be a good memory for all of those around me.
Well, it's my pleasure. Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Hold it down.
Oh. Okay, Sam. Okay.
Okay, do you want... Okay, let me ask you something.
I'm going to turn that hand
Do you
clap
want
off.
to do a serious pod today? Or do you just going to pick on me when I say stuff and be like... Because I want to do a little serious...
Do I pick on you, Sam?
I don't know. I mean, guys, if you're listening, if you've heard our last...
Snuggly Bear, I do not pick on you.
I think it's 9 or 10 episodes. Does Monica pick on me? Okay, I don't care the reason behind it.
The answer is no.
And we're not going to let you answer it. You're trying to influence the question. Don't do that.
The answer is shut your mouth. Thank you for tuning in. I am Monica, and that deep, deep, snuffly voice is Sam. Oh, he's literally yawning. He's literally yawning, you guys. Like, am I that boring that I'm putting him to sleep?
No. I ask you a question. I'm serious. Stay on track. Don't just try to like...
I'm right here.
Catch.
You're the one yawning.
Do you want to make this a serious pod, or do you...
Bro, I clocked in. My headphones are on. My mic is on. I am ready.
Okay, so how do you feel about negativity? You see?
Sam.
That's what I meant. Like, you can't do that.
Sam.
I'm clocked in. I got my headphone. Boom.
Sam, that is like... What do you think of the atmosphere? I mean, come on, Sam. That's so broad.
You know what? One of the benefits of being a great communicator and a thoughtful, insightful person is that most people ask very vague and general questions. Right? And so you have the opportunity after I ask that to respond and narrow it down. That's really what I'm doing, to see where your mind goes when I say it, as opposed to giving you what I'm trying to bring into this conversation. So.
Okay. So what do I think about negativity?
Don't repeat that. I'm joking. See, calm down. Just go.
I'm repeating it because you said all these words and sentences that I'm sure the listener forgot what your original question was.
I'm listening.
So I'm going to repeat it.
Don't repeat it again, please.
I have to.
No, you don't.
Because I'm going to start the sentence.
If you keep talking, then you do. But stop talking and just get to it.
How do I feel about negativity? I had to. Okay, so there's two perspectives of how I feel about it. One is...
Make them quick. Like simple, just...
One, for me, one is people like to see other people, like, be hurt or be negative, and so they cause it. Because negativity, I feel like it's a reaction to an action.
Got it.
Right? But the other way I see it is that negativity can be off of just simple life, what people are going through in the moment. And so how do I feel about it?
You just gave me two. You give me a third?
No, that's not how I feel about it.
Okay.
That's how I see it. So how I feel about it at first is I have to see what side is it. Mm-hmm. Is it someone being mean to just cause it? Or is it someone that's hurting and really they're just calling out for help?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you some deep thoughts to help you and help the listeners look at negativity a little bit different.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm focused.
So okay, I need you to do this for me.
Okay.
I need you, if you feel a question, I need you to ask it. Do not just allow me to I need to know where your interest is going when I'm saying this.
Okay.
And questions is how you do that. Why the faces? Why you're just
listening.
like changing.
I'm not. I'm trying to focus.
Okay, here we go.
Because I just did like 10 hours of focusing.
Okay, so guys, this is, if you're listening, this is an exercise for real.
It's going to make you sweat.
It's going to make you change your life. That's what I'm talking about. It's that profound. So negativity controls so much of your day. And the problem is, most of that negativity is how you think and how you communicate. Ouch. No questions yet? Or statement? If you gotta participate, let me continue. Okay. And so a lot of us make excuses and say, I am saying these negative things because I'm examining something, because I'm critiquing something. And so your negativity is justified.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of things that I look at with a microscope that I give negative reviews about.
Okay.
I'm looking too deep at something I can't find nothing good at times. When I'm looking deep at something, I'm bypassing the stuff that's good, the stuff that's obvious, because I want the small stuff to be perfect in a certain way. And it literally is robbing me of having like a positive outlook, to have like positive energy in life. Do you see what I'm saying? And I do this about a lot of things, and it's my strength because I tell myself I learn from it. I'm critiquing it because I learn from it. And I am saying this because I'm making a commitment to myself. And obviously as a side effect, there'll be a benefit for you. But I'm going to stop being so negative. Now, people say negative / critical. Critical is something that's related to learning and examining. There's a time and place for that. But I need to stop being negative. And so this whole week, I've been on this whole learning thing about understanding my mind and the power of my mind. And as a podcaster / communicator, I realize that I can make an impact through the microphone. But every word I say makes an impact on me first. Where is it coming from and why? And so there's an exercise that helps let me stop. I know the exercise and give you an opportunity to say something or ask something or some. Just see where if you're with me on this little hike. You can say pass.
I mean, that's a lot of words. That's just something negative, babe. You just said a lot of words. You didn't give me a chance to breathe.
Those are good words.
You know. I mean, that's pretty good, Sam.
Okay.
Like, I think that I was having a very off day today.
Yeah.
Like, a really off day today.
Yeah.
And I focused on that, which it was negative. And, you know, God was showing me all this other stuff. And I probably bypassed it because I was just like so negative. So I see what you're saying.
And so you have to train your mind. Just don't. I moved the mic. Just don't touch the mic. I moved it away from her,
Sir
and she's still
Esquivel.
figuring out a way to fiddle around with the mic. I literally have moved it further away from you.
Are you being negative?
Yes.
Don't be negative.
No, I know. I'm not saying that. See, look at you. Like, that's so abusive how you use that.
Okay. Don't be throwing around the word abusive. Now, that's a little heavy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little heavy.
It's a little mean. Okay. So I'm not saying that I'm going to accomplish this, okay?
I think you can. You're being negative towards yourself. Don't be
Slow
negative.
down and using what you just heard. That's not how this
Sam,
works. That's not how this
I
works.
am.
Well, not today.
Teachers are like that. You got to learn something. You move with it. You
Okay.
got to be quick.
So, easy on what I'm about to ask you. Think before you speak. What's something that I'm super negative about?
Traffic.
Now that's give me something else. Okay, so I'm critical about like the way people communicate, right? The way that people respond, the way that people just things like that, like podcasting, you name it.
You're super critical, or you say not use critical, right? Super negative. When people say I'm gonna be done in 5 minutes, and then they keep going for 15, and then they say 2 more minutes, and then they go for 10 more, and then they say okay, finally, and it's been 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I do that. So I hate when people lie in the way that they communicate. There's a disconnection between what they say and what they do, right? It's almost like they're holding you hostage. I hate it 100%, okay? That's a great way to not get my undivided attention. But the trick is this. In that moment, I might have frustration, and it might be valid. Okay, I don't think a lot of people would disagree with me on this, but the key is to replace that negative with some positives.
Okay.
Consistently throughout your day. If you hate something, fine. Tell me 10 things of why you love it, of why it's good, right? And your body because it's going to require thinking. It's going to require effort to change that. You understand what I'm saying?
So if you feel negative towards a person, think of 10 things that you like about that person.
Yeah. So, for instance,
So let's say okay, go ahead.
I hate people that are blatantly fake. I'm talking from a perspective of knowing the truth, and yet they're fake, right? So, but I also know the individual. So I would say, man, I hate when you're so fake. Then I would say, but I like your friendship, right? I like whenever we break bread. I remember this conversation or this memory we made during Thanksgiving. It was so good. I like how our kids get along. I think that I like to see that. I'm thankful for blah blah blah. You see what I'm saying? And so that's how you switch it. That's how you turn it off.
That might be hard.
So hard.
For someone that... Now, I'm just talking about if they have, like, a little hard time with the person. That might be hard with someone samban with someone that, like, let's say someone that they're having a divorce, they're going through a divorce.
Yeah.
How are they going to be able to think of positive things in that moment?
So you don't direct it at the negative, negative energy. So obviously the situation is negative and it sucks, and it's going to suck for a long time. But you have a choice to be stronger. You have a choice to listen more. You have a choice to look 5 years ahead and say, I'm going to be better. I'm going to grow. I'm going to learn. Here's what I learned. Here's how I grew. I could have did this better. I'm going to do that better. And you start identifying those things. And that's how you start replacing that negative thought, the negative energy. It's difficult. Now, if you're a writer, if you journal, it's better to write it down. Like, that's the ultimate. So I feel this is, I'm not saying like this is a practice you do just like in some shallow thought that you have. This is like stuff that really, that bothers you. And you would write it down. Here's my negative thought. I need to write down 10 positives from it. And they might be directly connected to it or might not. And so I'm going to allow you this time to kind of ask or give me some insight or something to kind of dig deeper into this thought. If not, I'm about to close it off, and then you can bring the next segment. Because I don't want it to be a one-way. I don't want it just to be a monologue from me.
No, it's going great. I think you're teaching, and well, maybe not. I wouldn't want to make you feel like you're teaching, because I don't know if that's what you want, but you're definitely giving details, about negativity. Why do you think negativity even exists?
So,
that's a theological question, isn't it?
Well, no, but it's a big question, and you talk about, like, people will reference yin yang, people will reference a balance in the world, like in the universe, and then you think, like, people always say 2 negatives equal a positive. There's those equations that people think about, and there's a balance. The problem is that when we think negative, we continue it. We don't change it. We might have another conversation, or our atmosphere might change, but that negative thought was said, and it was rooted in our memory. You see what I'm saying? And so this practice, or this examining of negative thoughts or negative energy, it allows us to stop and then get back your positive. It says change the way that you think, and it's going to help, especially if you have negative thoughts about people that maybe get on your last nerve, girl. You know what I'm saying? So I want to change that, because I have a lot of good people around me that have, like, robbed me of, like, my happiness. You know what I mean? And they've done me wrong, like royally. You see what I'm saying? But can I find 10 positive things about them? And the answer is yes. And the answer, and I need to, for my sake, not for their sake. This isn't like church stuff. Forgive me, I forgive you. We're made whole. It's not about that. It's just like, what are you doing to yourself whenever you bring negativity into your world, out of your mouth, out of your mind? What are you doing to yourself?
That's a hard one. Like today, I guess I would say that my day, I felt, was really negative. And I couldn't figure out, my welcome back door is a big deal. Like, it's a big deal. And so I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. And all my colleagues have, like, really cute doors. And my door is still blank. And school starts on Thursday. And so...
Okay, let's stop there. Because then you're going to go on this rabbit trail that's just going to get more and more negative. So I want to do away with those first few things that you said. The other doors were finished, and mine was just blah.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe I'm not going to list 10 because of time, and I don't have a pen and paper. But one of the benefits of that is you got to see what they did, so that you don't end up copying the same themes or anything. You got an opportunity not to take any attention from their doors. There was no compliments for your door today. There was compliments were given to the other teachers, and maybe they needed them. And your day was full. So guess what? If you would have did your door, you would have wore yourself out another day. So you saved some energy for you at some point, and that's the reason you didn't do it. And now you can be more thoughtful in how you're going to decorate your door. Maybe you can write a plan out, because you like writing plans out with cute little pens in different colors. And then you can make it a day where you go, I'm going to pick the stuff I need, because you enjoy doing that. And then when you put it up, you're gonna there you go. That's how you kind of kill that negativity with some positive direction, with some positivity. It's an exercise.
That's good.
Yeah,
that makes you feel good.
Exercise is not easy, and that's why people pay for memberships at gyms that they'll never use, because exercise is not easy. So this exercise is not easy, but it just gives you be important. It makes it important not to be negative. So I want to be better. I'm going to be better. And I'm going to do that for me and for those around me. And we'll see if I can make it a permanent thing. But it's going to be a struggle. So that's all I got, unless you say something that opens up another line of conversation regarding what I said.
I'm gonna work harder at making sure I find my positives.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. That was very insightful.
Can you think of a thoughtful question?
Sometimes, not a question, but sometimes, Sam, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And that's just the way it is. And so
Now,
all of this exercise is just making me think, you just gotta push through.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hover here for a minute. What's a negative thought or feeling that you have towards yourself?
For right now,
For
or
whenever.
life?
It doesn't matter. Don't add another level of complication to the question. You settle
Negative
that.
thought.
You settle that in your head.
So, let's see. Something negative about myself. Okay. I know one that I really want to work on.
Yeah.
Being early to work. And by that, I don't mean on time. Because what is it?
On time is late.
On time is late. Early is on time. And late is unacceptable.
Yeah.
So I want to be on time. No. I want to be early.
Okay. I like that. That's kind of a bad habit, not necessarily a bad thought.
Oh, you
It's like when you look in the mirror, for me, I'm like, damn, Sam, you ugly. You know what I mean? That's a thought. Sam, you're fat. You need to go to the gym. That's a negative thought that I'm whatever, right?
Okay. Oh, I know one that I always have.
Please say it.
That I'm so white. I hate it.
Okay, let's try that. Now, obviously, there's probably a billion people that are as light as you that have no problem with their skin. So this becomes like an image thing, and I am not.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not trying.
Well, let's just skip this because I keep coming up with not very good thoughts.
No.
This
I just have to clarify. That's all. I don't. There's nothing that's very I don't take things at face value. I do.
Oh, I know one thing. I see myself, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't have it all together.
Got it.
You know what? This is easy. Ready?
Yeah.
Monica, your handwriting is terrible.
Got it.
Because I see my colleagues and they're like, oh my gosh, they look like little princess.
So let me start.
Handwriting, and mine is like a chicken.
So
Pre-kinder.
that negative thought gives you an opportunity to compliment those with great handwriting.
Yeah.
I love how you write. It's so could you write my name for me, please? Right? Follow me.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is it gives you an opportunity to learn. You could say, who taught you? Is there any app or a video that can help me write better? I may never be able to write better so that it doesn't look appealing, but guess what you do? Guess what you do?
What?
You write messages that are meaningful. So it doesn't matter how ugly you write, the message is the key for you. And so whenever you write, it has a deeper meaning. And so the writing doesn't matter. It's the message. And so your message is based on love and peace and kindness and supporting and being positive to all these people that you have an opportunity to write to. And just because you write ugly or whatever, you've never stopped writing. So you've always maintained a message to give to others. So that's an example of that negative thought. And the goal would be to never say it again. That when you feel like you're going to say it, you can say, one day I will write as good as my friend, whatever, Sally. She writes so good. And I'm so glad that she does. And you proceed.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good. I like it. Do you want to hear something negative?
No, I want to close this segment, and I want to see what do you have for us today?
Well, it's very sad. You know, owls.
Formal wear?
Yeah,
I do.
they closed down all of a sudden, and they didn't let any other customers know.
And there's suits and stuff there.
There's suits, yeah, money, and they just like disappeared.
It happens, man. Like the funny thing is someone new. It never sneaks up on you from one day to the next. That's kind of shady. That's kind of bad
that's
business.
Sad. Isn't that negative?
Yeah, I mean,
it's sad.
It's
like,
sad,
can you imagine for the people that
work there?
Yeah,
they're renting suits this weekend for a quince or a wedding.
For a quinceañera, for a wedding.
Yeah, it's bad.
Or they have a quinceañera, a wedding, in the next weekend.
Yeah, they already paid for everything.
They already paid for everything, and now they gotta go find all these suits and stuff.
Headache.
What would you do?
I would figure out a way to get my money. Now, things like that are so corporate and so big, you can make all the noise you want. The fight might not be worth it. Like, unless you have so much invested in it, it's worth it. But everyone in there, it might, the worst you're going to get out of it is a headache. You're going to be a little bit mad, But overall, like, really it affects their customers very little. Now, the landlords, all the merchandise, the employees, healthcare, paycheck, that's worse. So I'm not feeling for the client. I'm feeling for the employees that were there.
Yeah, they got laid off today. Yeah. Like, they walked in and they said, sorry, we have to lay you off.
Oh, man. Wow.
I mean, that's pretty crazy to me. I don't know.
Do you have anything insightful to add on that news?
Well, it just makes it hard to be 100% trustworthy for like the little places like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to me, a little place is like a mom and pop, and ours is like a corporate. Like, it's a big.
So there's more than one. I only know of one. That's why I felt like it was.
Yeah, if it was one, it wouldn't have made the news. It made the news because it's probably a big company that's traded in the stock market. It's got all kinds of buildings and employees and all kinds of stuff.
Well, anyways, I thought it was sad, and I felt like that's why every time I would see it. Well, I mean, I don't go to the mall that much, but whenever it was there, it was always empty.
I know. Well, there you go. It's their own fault.
Like, I feel like and I probably used the wrong words earlier, but the other stores outside were always more full.
Yeah, I mean, if you fail in business, it's because you shouldn't be in business. Like, it really is a difficult thing to jump into something like that and keep it going they've been around a long time, so I got to commend them for that. But, obviously in hindsight, people can handle things a little bit better, but that was...
Okay. So, when someone gets a haircut and you compliment them, or okay, let me rephrase that. When you always see someone and they always have like a fresh cut, right? And then you see them and you're like, whoa, your hair is long. Like, and they get offended. Do they have right to get offended? Like, were you rude for saying that? Like, is a person rude for saying, whoa, your hair's long?
Okay.
And they're known to always have like a fresh...
No. How did they respond is the question, because you're free to say whatever you want. It doesn't become offensive until you get a response.
Well, their mannerisms...
Was like, or what?
Like... What the heck? Why are you saying that? Or like, it's not your business. Like,
got it.
It wasn't like, yeah, it's long. I haven't had time to go get a haircut. Okay. It was more like,
so
who asked you?
Let me use another term to add, to make it easier to explain, because that was a little weird. You know what I mean? I just feel like there might be a diva involved in that A and B conversation. There's another one that's used, and that is, oh, you look tired. Okay? So to me, that statement is rude. Like, because what's attached to looking tired is you look bad. You look wore out. Like, no one looks good when they're tired. They have bags. They typically don't want to be seen. And if someone's working, or if they had an emergency or something, like, you look tired like, guys, don't use it. It's not a friendly, or it doesn't open up for anything positive. You know what I mean? Like, it's like telling someone, you look bloated. Oh, fabulous. No, it's almost like that. So whenever someone has a haircut, typically, and then I would assume that if you told them, man, your hair's long, they're taking it as, and what do you mean? Like, I let it grow out. That's a normal thing for people to do. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, because guys, I'm assuming it was a guy, but guys go from short to long, and then there's a little phase in there where it's just nappy, man. Like, it's just growing and it looks bad, and so if you catch them in there, you can kind of say, what's going on with your head, right? But if it's already like combed and you can tell they took effort, then that means it's intentional, and so a compliment would be better than a question. Hey, your hair looks good long. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on that.
Got it.
Now, what does that change? How does that change the way that you presented me the scenario?
Maybe I would have said, it's time for a haircut.
Yeah. Then you're saying your hair doesn't look good long. Like, if that was true. Does that
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Got it.
Can we laugh?
Next time I'll just keep the comments to myself and be like, "Duh."
Can we laugh?
Yeah.
Whenever I said, you look tired, what's in your head?
I was like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, why?
Because I always say that.
You always say that. And people don't mean bad until you talk about it like this.
But I guess for me, when I ask someone, or when I tell someone you look tired, it's because I know that person. Like, I don't just go, for example, like to this person that I was like, oh my gosh.
No.
Right? I don't know that person in that level for me to say,
yeah,
hey, you look tired. Like,
I get it.
Usually when I say you look tired, it's because it's concern.
And let me jump in. Sometimes our reason is not bad. You know what I mean? Like, I would never go up to like a homeless guy, bro, you look broke. Like, it's obvious.
Okay, Sam.
So I'm trying to figure out what can I do to help them if that's the thing. So if someone looks tired, then you figure out a way to
you give them eye cream.
Yeah, you come here. You put it on your hand and you're like, what are you doing? You look horrible. But you know what I mean? So you just communicate and learn.
Hey, you should stay home today. Like
You
that.
should. You're asleep now. You should stay home and sleep. Whatever.
Dang.
But yeah. So yeah, the hair thing, that's my prediction. So okay. Do you feel satisfied with that little segment? I feel like there was a nugget in there. Sometimes, you say things.
It was like half an hour. Like the ones that come out on Chick-fil-A that are not all the way in.
You know what I would hate? And it came from my grandma's. They would always say, oh, you look fat. Oh, you look fat. Oh, you look...
Yeah, let's
like,
not talk about that.
And so I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
Oh.
And so for me, I could never teach them.
Shut your mouth. Man, we should have had this podcast then and been like, Grandma, shut your mouth.
They would okay. No,
Not my tia.
Anyways,
Not my
okay.
tia.
So you obviously...
For those that
I'm past
are
that.
family and listen, not tia. I would never say that to tia.
So just hear yourself sometimes, and there's just some comments or conversation starters that are just rude. Find something else to say. Don't get stuck on one way to start and receive people and say, oh, you look tired and fat and how's the weather? Like, come up with something else. Have a little more depth in the way that you communicate. That is the purpose of Shut Your Mouth, is so that if if you're not a good communicator, you can shut your mouth. But if you're a great communicator, by all means, do not shut your mouth. I think great
how do you
conversation.
escape a not good conversation or a very uncomfortable conversation? Or you're in the middle, like, let's say you're talking to someone and then a third person comes up and then they started like intimate conversation or something and you're just like stuck in between them.
Yeah.
Like
I usually
do you just say excuse me?
I usually excuse myself now because we're around so many people that I'm just like the other day I was someone that was talking and someone came in, they were going to they obviously didn't need me for that conversation, so I touched them both on the shoulder. I said, hey, y'all have your conversation, I just wanted to say hi, and I just walk away. But I read it, right? And you just have to just say it. Hey, it's not the time, I gotta go. Boom, just say it, but don't be rude. You know what I mean? If you like to gossip, then just be like, what? Yeah. Oh, I'm listening. but that's hard. If we bring it up, if I remember, I'm going to find something to bring up based on that subject for next time. This time, I don't really want to touch on it too much because I'm not prepared. But yeah, I find myself in that scenario a lot. I have a quote for me to bring up. I want you to hear it, but I want either some insight or a question or something to show that you're in the conversation.
Okay.
To see if we can learn, if we can create a learning, if we can learn something from it because we're both listening to each other.
Okay, and then after that, get my final thoughts together.
Yeah.
Okay.
After that, are we done? Yes. Okay. Listen.
Okay.
Because I don't want to repeat it. I'll repeat pieces, but not the whole thing. Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes.
Okay.
Art is knowing which ones to keep.
Dang.
Scott Adams, that's who said it. That is profound. So the first half of it talks about art and allowing mistakes to happen. What does that do to your brain?
Creativity.
Right? Creativity, allows mistakes. Insight, girl.
Well, I think it's like, don't be so hard on yourself.
That's one. No quote, just give me some insight.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be afraid to doodle with your creativity.
Yeah.
I think the best tool to use alongside your creativity is brainstorming.
Can you talk to yourself and say something insightful to yourself, like that this triggered? Like, what have you experienced, gone through, or what, like, a memory that it brought up?
Yeah. I think something, because, okay, I'm not going to give details. It's not going to make sense, but I think this quote makes me think of, don't get hung up on verbiage, because you're already doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You were already doing it without the verbiage.
Yeah. On the second part of it says, art is knowing which ones to keep.
Yeah.
What are you creating? What are you giving this world that's art?
I think,
And I'm using it very broadly because we know what art is in a sense. I'm not talking about just paintings or photos or sculptures. As an individual,
I think the art behind what my creativity sparks is a lot to do with, bringing back love and kindness in everyday things, and even being thankful.
Yeah.
Because I feel like nowadays, in the day and age of students now, it's not what it used to be.
Stay close to the quote.
And so my creativity of being able to present it a different way, like those things, like being kind, being thankful, all those things, I feel like I have time to be creative with them. And then when I show it and I'm like, oh, that idea didn't work, or that game didn't work.
Okay, let me help you. Don't lose your train of thought, because it's kind of getting lost on me. Are you saying that you can be creative like 100 different ways, and all of them they don't work, the people don't receive them well, they take too much of your energy, they take too much effort, and you're like, oh, why don't I feel good? And then you end up with like 5 of those kindness things that you do, and you're like, these were really good, they lifted up the people, they received it well, and it worked with so many situations. You go, that's the art of kindness for me. Is that kind of explaining what you're saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, keep going.
Well, you already explained it.
I know, but that's the thing that I'm trying to show today, is that people would see your face. Girl, I don't need to do this. Okay?
I'm listening.
So whenever you're communicating, there is a level of insight or questions that you can ask or present that will bring up a line of thinking. So when you were trying to do all that, whatever you were doing, I caught that insight and questions. All I did was reframe it, but to help you move along. And at least you said, okay, well, you explained this. So it kind of only worked halfway. But I feel like being able to explain something then allows you to explore it a little bit more. And that's what I was searching for whenever I kind of gave it back to you. Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep.
Okay, let me ask you this. What art have you kept?
So for me,
because I consider you a creative mind.
So I realized that all the stuff that I have been so creative about that is not present, that I feel like it was a waste of time. I cannot think about that. I can't think about it that way no more, because it has given me other things, like the way that I communicate, the way I pod, the way I connect with people. I've tried it. Even for ministry, I've tried so many things, and I'm like, God, I would almost don't want to do it again. But I also have to say, but the art of SyM exists because I've been so creative. But it's a lot smaller, and it's not as elusive, it's not as entertaining as my creative side. My creative side is huge. Let's just say, if I had to measure it, it's 100. That's what it is. And then my art, it's like 5. But those 5 are very powerful. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm working on the art level. Like, what I do is my art. Yeah. Final thoughts.
I think
Not on
that,
the subject, but for the pod.
I think I'm exhausted,
Okay.
and I think you're gonna be able to hear it on this episode. And so
don't think
I
so.
just want to apologize
No, I don't think so. But
for you and for everyone that's given us the time,
yeah.
to hear it, because I never want to waste people's time.
Yeah.
Like, I always want to make sure that even if they use it just as a pastime thing that they do, I never want to waste it, And so I feel like mentally I do feel drained, but I know we made a commitment to release on Wednesdays, so I was gonna pull everything I had together,
Well, we'll wrap it up then.
And if you're a parent and you're listening to this specific episode, and your kid has not started school, I just want to wish a good year, not only for your student, but for you as a parent.
Very kind words. You're closing the show, baby.
And Sam, final thoughts? Well, you always give me a chance to say final thoughts. I wanted to give you a chance.
No, thank you so much.
Okay.
I don't think that you sounded tired. I think there was a lot of nuggets. You didn't see them, and in my head I had this thought of communicating and it was perfect, because sometimes, the other person isn't 100% or isn't present. That's normal in a conversation. Can you keep it going, and can you keep learning? And that's what we did today. We've had great moments. I think the back and forth, and I'm like, girl, pay attention. Like, it's no big deal. I thought you did good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. You just use your negative thing that you learned. So good job. Once again, thank you for tuning in and listening to Shut Your Mouth. I am Monica, and
Sam.
that was Sam. And if you want to know more about Sam, please follow, subscribe. Just look at it. Please follow, listen, and subscribe to the Failed Podcast, where you will hear amazing interviews about failures and challenges and how people have overcome them and what they're doing now. And if you want to, just hear more about me, check me out with my friends at Chit Chat Cafe. I do a pod with my friends. And thank you for tuning in again. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next Wednesday.
See y'all.
You're listening to Shut Your Mouth.